All right, welcome to the final step, hosting your website. So far, all of our files have been on our local CodePen, which isn't exactly accessible by other people on the internet. And so the last thing we're going to teach you is how to actually host your site on the internet so anyone else can access it. Now, there are a few prerequisites. First, you're going to need a GitHub account. So if you don't have one, you can follow this link and create your own account. And then you'll need to create a new repository. So you give it a name, and then you click this initialize repository with a README, and then you hit create repository. A repository is just a place for you to collect and organize your code. All right, so let me show you how I would do that with my GitHub account. I'm in the create a new repository. You can pick your own name. They also sometimes will suggest names. So I kind of like this one, Furry Waddle. We'll add a README and we'll hit create. Okay, so we've created this blank repository. There's nothing in it. And now we need to put our files in it. So before we do that, we actually have to get our files out of CodePen. And this is a little bit complicated. So let me just show you how this works. So far, you probably have been using CodePen not signed in, right? We never told you to sign in. And if that's the case, then you need to set up an account or sign in before they will let you export your files. So you make sure you have your cursor in one of these windows, like in the CSS window or in this HTML window. Hit Control S on your keyboard. That will bring up this window, which will allow you to either log in or if you don't have an account, sign up for an account. And then you hit this button and then you will have an account and you'll be signed in. And the most importantly, they'll save your work. There are a few places, do not click these at the top because as you can see, it says changes may not be saved, so you will lose your work. Also, if you happen to be in the middle, you hit Control S, you'll get like the default saving method. You don't want that. You want to make sure you're in one of these top windows when you hit Control S and get this pop up and sign yourself in. Okay. So I'm already signed in on this SON. Once you are signed in and you're back here, there is an option at the bottom to export. So we're going to click export. We're going to click export zip. This is going to download your files into a zip folder. We're going to open our zip folder, which typically will end up in your downloads. Before we start using it, we need to right click and extract. Okay. And now you see we have a folder. We want to use the dist folder. I won't say too much about what that is, but basically CodePen has taken care of linking the HTML and the CSS files in the dist folder. So these are the files that you're going to need, your HTML and your CSS. So we'll go back into GitHub and we'll say add file, upload files, and we can just drag them in here. So I'm going to drag my two files. They are uploading. Still uploading. All right, there we go. We've got our files. We come down here, we say commit. Great. And now you can see our repository has our HTML and our CSS. Okay, next step, we go to settings. We go to pages. Under branch, we check this drop down and we select main. We hit save. Okay. Now this is going to take a minute because it is deploying our files to the GitHub website. If we refresh, again, this might take a few seconds, but eventually they will give you the URL of your website that you can use. Wait on that. Okay, so I've sped forward about a minute since the last one, and you can now see that we have our URL all ready to go. And if we click on that, ta-da, here's the website that we built. It is on a public URL, so you can send this to your friends and your family, and anyone can access this beautiful website that you created. So congratulations.